Hola Humans, I go by the name of Jerry for those who don't know, and for those who do know, what's the vibe? So let's get right into it. Guys, today I noticed that I haven't really talked about, love. Today's topic is love, and I know I don't always fall on that direct, but today I'm going to talk about love. Why am I going to talk about it? Because I feel like the word I love you is often used to manipulate people into staying in relationship or any sorts of relationship, whether it's you in love with someone or you love that person or you care, even caring about that person, because in order to care, and when you start caring, you eventually start loving that person and start trusting that person, and all these things come after it. But I feel like the word love, it is often being used to manipulate people into staying into situations, and it's been used so much, and sometimes they don't mean it, that it is now having certain people thinking that since it has a number on it, meaning that you've been in love or in a relationship with someone and you're in love with them for such and such amount of time, that you feel like you shouldn't just cut it off because you invested so much time. Some people would say money, some person would say emotional support, and a whole bunch of whatever it comes with, whether it is in an in love situation or love situation, whether it's like your relative, your cousin, your husband, your boyfriend, because people stay a long time in relationship with people that they love, and sometimes they're not married or they're not committed in a certain extent, or they have rules. But I feel like most of the times, or they had a certain era where you just see that word love would be thrown around, and when you watch it, it's just the idea of being with the person, or the whatever the person comes with, or the way the person might make them feel. They might not be in love with them, but that person makes them feel secure, so they're in that, and they keep on telling the person they love them, but really they love the fact that the person can make them be calm, because it's almost like certain human beings are magnets to one another, and the magnet sometimes does be chaos. When they come together, it does be chaos. It does cause chaos, and it does be toxic, and most of the times the person knows that, or the other person that is the one that gets the most pain in it, they know, but they feel like they need to save that person. So they stay in their field. It brings them to a point where they say, okay, when they're with that person, the person is in a more stable condition, so they don't want to leave that person, because they don't want to, most of the time that person is in a more stable condition, and they don't want to leave because they fear that person might hurt themselves, and eventually the person knows that, so they have these strings pulling you along. They just keep telling you that they love you, to just have you staying there, and all the time the time is running out, because certain people believe in certain things, and they're gonna go after that certain thing they want. And some of them, even knowing that it might not even be healthy for the other person, they could see that the person is struggling with them. But the point of where they're happy, they wouldn't want to give it up, to the point that they just flat out leave you. And then that person that is to make them feel all okay is now there, having to deal with the problem that now that they've just been cut off. And they don't know where to move on from that, because the time that they've been cut off is like they're losing. They have lost so much that they're now they're not going to get help or anything, but they're just thinking they're like staying away from that person will solve certain problems, and there people will tell you go to therapy and all this stuff. But I feel like the word love is being used sometimes to manipulate people. It's being used, and it's not really truthful. And sometimes we know, the victims know, and sometimes the person that is being happy in that knows that the person is a victim too, and they're just being selfish. They just keep on making it go on and on. But guys, I just wanted to touch on that and say that, that love is supposed to be beautiful, and I feel like it might have challenges too, but everybody, I feel like everybody knows their breaking point, and everybody knows what they want and what they want for themselves when they reach to a certain age. And if you don't, then you learn it through situations in life, and sometimes you might miss it, and maybe that might cause you to stay alone and be allowing certain people to hurt. But don't I to me, I feel like you shouldn't tell people that you love them if you don't love them. You could say that you care, you could say that I'm feeling something for that person. There's other words, but don't say you love the person and you're just saying that just to manipulate them. That's just what's there for today. That's what I have for today for y'all, and I just hope that y'all can, you know, tell me if I'm wrong or right when it comes to love. Have you experienced this type of stuff? In the comment section below, write down that. And on that note, guys, I say stay blessed, peace, and later.